Good morning, everybody. I'm going to teach you today how to make masks. So this is the mask that Crystal drew, and we're going to start out. I'm going to show you how to get the form so you can start carving this and make it look like that. You need about this much clay. Think about enough clay to cover your face. How much clay would you need to cover your face? So that's about how much you need. And I'm going to start wedging it like this. Little wedges. I see a lot of people pushing down really far like that. That's too much. Then it puts air pockets here. So, small wedges. Not too small though. We're gonna wedge that about 30 times. And we roll it up. Roll it up, and we're gonna flatten it down a little. We're gonna flatten it into a thick steak, thick beef steak, to go through the slab roller. It needs to be wider than my face. So this is about as wide as my face. I want it just a little wider. Okay, that should be good. Depending on your mask design. So her mask design comes out just a little farther than the ears. Now we bring the slab, the thick slab, over to the slab roller. We place it in the middle or off to the side if we have two people rolling at the same time. We're going to taper the front edge, the leading edge that's going under the roller. We pull the canvas back till there's about 3 inches in front of the clay. We make sure that it's the same thickness on both sides with our fingers. This arrow should be lined up a little more than 1/4, just a teeny bit more than 1/4, or right at 1/4 is okay too. But not less than 1/4 inches. Now we push it under. We grab the other side and pull. Get it started. You guys see how fast I did that? And then we should have a good size mask. That's perfect. It's a little bit bigger than my face, and it'll be able to go over a round form. It's on a board. Cover it. Flip it. Take this to our table. Drawing?
Drawing.
Sophie? So we've brought the slab back to our table. Now we need to make a paper form for this to go on top of. A newspaper form covered in plastic. And the newspaper is right here under this middle table. The middle white table. There's a black bin full of newspapers. Brought by Sofia Castro. If anybody wants extra credit, they can bring more newspapers. And then you take each newspaper and you open it up all the way, and then you crumple it. If you only crumple like this, then it has a really hard, dense feel to it, and it won't be soft and sculptable. So we need to open all the papers up all the way before we crumple them. So I've crumpled 8 balls of paper, or 8 sheets of paper, into balls. Now I'm going to put them in a plastic bag. We're filming this live. I'm gonna tie that, but I'm not gonna tie it tight because I need the air to get out of it. And I make it the shape of a head or a face. It doesn't need to be really tall, it just needs to be as wide as my face. Yep, that's pretty close. If you want it to be able to fit yourself, so you can like wear it to Halloween or whatever, you need to make it extra big because it's gonna shrink. But the requirements for this project is that it's as big as your face when you make it. After you fire it, it'll be smaller if you make it the same size. So if you want it to fit, you have to make it extra big. You want an extra big, Crystal? This size? Okay. So I'm gonna go like that. If I don't think I can keep it to stay like that, I can always put tape on it, around it to hold it. Or if I want it to be a certain shape like this, I can tighten it with tape. But I don't think I need it on this one. I can just hold it. Crystal, will you help me? I'm gonna hold this, you pick up the clay. Pick it up right here. No, here, just here. It has a smaller chin and a bigger forehead. Okay. Good, okay, thank you. Now I take my hands and carefully press down on this mask. The forehead's coming back too much, so I'm going to add more paper under there. Okay, so the forehead isn't up high enough, so I'm gonna put some more paper under there, and I'm gonna push it in tight to lift up that forehead to where I want it to be. Aiden, shut up. And now I'm forming it into the shape that I want around the head. There's a little problem. It should have extra clay over here on the side. So I'm gonna push that in. And then I might use a big sponge. Notice how I'm not wiping, I'm just pushing. Now I'm gonna start wiping to get those cracks to fill in. But don't overly wipe, just wipe a little bit. And don't use a really wet sponge, just use a moist sponge. It's a little bit bumpy from those balls of paper underneath. So try and smooth it out the best that you can today. And then tomorrow when it's a little more firm, you can spread it, you can smooth it out even more. And try and get it the same proportions as you're drawing. Right now I have it a little bit too long. I'm gonna make it a little shorter. Okay? So now we've got the proper proportions. It matches the drawing in the height and the width that we want. Now we need to kind of put in the features. When you're looking at a face, if you divide the head in fourths, if you divide it down the middle this way and down the middle this way, that'll give you guiding lines of where to put your eyes, mouth, nose. So the eyes are gonna be on the middle line, horizontal line. That's where the eyes go. We can go ahead and push that in a little bit and make sure you leave that center axis line untouched because that's where the nose goes and we want that to be high. So I'm just barely rubbing this in. I'm not pushing hard yet. She has kind of a face that has big football shaped eyes, and then it's gonna have really prominent nose and eyebrows, and then it will probably drop down and then have prominent lips too. So we're just marking between the middle line of the face and the chin. That's where the bottom of the nose goes, right here at the midpoint there, and then the mouth goes between that and the chin. So I put those lines in. The bottom of the nose is gonna be here, the mouth is gonna be here. And then you can add whatever features you want on the outside. You can cut this. But like she has this added head crest and earrings, we're going to leave those. We're gonna cut outside here so we can add those. We don't just cut it off straight next to the form. Okay, we want it to kind of come out at these sides. All right, that's how you get started on a mask. Then you're gonna cover it with plastic tonight and work on it again tomorrow. Add features to it.